Beyonce with Single Ladies. My guest of the day is one of the best batsmen in the world.
94.3.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
If you're a cricket fan, this man is the last word in batsmanship, Cheteshwar Pujara. I'm so happy to meet you as a fan. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Excellent. You know, I'm getting goosebumps as I'm talking about this. I just saw The Test, which is a series on Amazon. I don't know if you've seen this. This is about the Aussie team. Have you seen it?
No, not yet, but I've been told about it. I've heard that they have done that documentary really well, and they've also spoken about Test series, which we played in 2018 over there.
Now, you know why I need you to watch this is because you made every Indian fan so proud. There's one episode in that documentary which is just, most of it is just devoted to Cheteshwar Pujara. And, you know, people like JL, which is Justin Langer, Tim Payne, Nathan Lyon, all of them talked about your batting and how you just wore them down. And, you know, like they say, our chest expands as an Indian fan. And you must feel special. Even the sledging they have towards you is so respectful. Talk about that golden Australia run with those 3 centuries.
Well, it was a special series for all of us. It was first ever Test victory for the Indian team on Australian soil. So it was a proud moment for all of us. And the way we started, I thought the first Test match defined the series for us, because if you can win the first Test match, if you can start off well, especially overseas, then you gain a lot of confidence. And especially in a 4 Test match series, if you're 1-0 down as an opposition team, because this has happened to us in 2017 when Australia came to India and we lost the first Test match at Pune. And to bounce back from there, that position was the toughest Test series I've been ever part of. So we knew that once we won the first Test match, we were in a commanding position and we can win the series. So yes, I mean, it was a collective effort. All of us enjoyed that series really well. And another important point about that series is our fast bowling, which has improved a lot. Those guys got us crucial wickets. So our fast bowlers, our spinners, our bowling lineup has improved a lot, and credit goes to them.
Would the 193 in Sydney be the most special one? I mean, I know you don't equate special innings with just runs, even though it was the heftiest. Would that be the most memorable, the 193?
For me, I think the first one was the most memorable one, 123, because at one point we were in trouble. We lost about 6 wickets, and then I had a partnership with Ashwin. So I felt that to put up a decent total in the first innings of a big Test series was the most important part. And I managed to score 100 in that, and the score was around 123. And my individual score was around 123, and our Indian team's total was 250. So that is where everything started. That is where we gained the belief that if we can score 250, we can bowl them out under 250. And that is what happened. We got the lead of 15-20 runs. And then we started believing that we can beat these guys. We can put up a decent total again in the second innings. And we did that. And we won the first Test match. So I think for me personally, 123 runs innings was the most memorable one.
Cheteshwar, who's your favorite batting partner? I mean, there have been some memorable partnership. Riddhi and Urdhiman and you had a memorable one. Jadeja and you have set a world record in first-class cricket. So your favorite partnership in batting, in Tests in particular, what would that be?
There have been many. To single out one will be very difficult, but I would like to go with big partnership with Riddhiman Saha at Ranchi in 2017. It was close to 200 runs partnership. The team was in trouble. We lost about 5 to 6 wickets when we were 250. The scoreboard was somewhere around 250. And if we were bowled out for say 300, 350, then we knew that Australians were very well prepared and they could score those runs. So we had to put up a decent total, and we had a big partnership, and our scoreboard at the end was close to 500. So that partnership I felt was a crucial one for that particular series, because that was one of the most intense Test series I've played. Apart from that, another important partnership I would like to mention here is against Australia in the same series at Bangalore. So myself and Ajinkya Rahane, we put up a decent partnership in the second innings, which was again a match-winning partnership I would call, because our bowlers bowled really well in the fourth innings. First innings we didn't bat well. Australians had the lead when they put up a decent total in the first innings. So there was a lot of pressure on us to put up a decent total in the third innings, and my partnership with Ajinkya was very crucial one in that.
In India, would that Ranchi be one of the most memorable innings you've had thus far, that double 100 amongst all the innings in India playing for the national side?
Yeah, if we are just comparing all the double hundreds, then yes, the Ranchi one was special. The reason is it was against Australia. That wicket was tough to score runs. You can hang around. That wicket was such where if you can hang around, if you can defend well, you might not get out. But to score runs was difficult because the pitch was slow. So as a batsman, you had to work really hard. And I felt myself and Ridhiman also scored 100 in that match. So both of us had to really work hard to score our runs.
A man who has saved the Indian cricket team on many an occasion, a total team player, and those partnerships are a testament to that. Cheteshwar Pujara in a conversation with me, more to come. Meanwhile, here's Justin Bieber along with music producer Blood Pop. It's a song called Friends. You're tuned into 94.3 Radio 1 One World, your station. I'm Hrishi K. DJ Regard from Kosovo on his redo of Jay Sean's 2008 hit. It's a TikTok sensation, that one. Cheteshwar Pujara to me is the bedrock of India's middle order batting in Test cricket, and he is my guest of the day.
94.3. This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Cheteshwar, I find it very fascinating that you're giving back to the game while you're a player. The reason I say that is because most players think of doing that after retirement, like Dilip sir here, Dilip Vengsarkar. He started his academy after retirement. Kiran sir in Gujarat, Kiran More. It picked up pace after retirement. Likewise for Arun Lal in West Bengal. But I find that, you supporting cricket in Rajkot with a ground and an academy there in your late mother's memory, with your father involved actively, is quite fascinating. And talk to me about the kids there. How are they shaping up?
So basically, it was my father's idea to start this academy. It was his dream to give back something to the game, and we have started this academy for the underprivileged kids who can't afford to pay their, whatever the charges are at the academy. So basically, we allow all. It's not just for the underprivileged, but the people who want to progress in their cricket. It's not just for the underprivileged, but we don't charge any person, whether he belongs to a poor family or to a rich family. Basically, that environment is to make them progress in their career, especially who wants to become a cricketer, professional cricketer, who wants to pursue his career as a professional cricketer. So my father has been coaching them since long time. And to become successful in this game, you need to have the right infrastructure. Because when I was growing up, when I was playing cricket, when I was young, I struggled to get the best of infrastructure. So my father thought that if someone wants to progress, they should have the best of facilities to practice and to learn their game. Because if they can practice on turf pitches, if they can play some matches on weekend, which will always help them become a better player. So that was the reason we started this academy, and we are providing them all the facilities we can.
Cheteshwar, all your hundreds have come at number 3, but there is one as an opening batsman, and I find that very fascinating. Would you recount that particular innings? It must hold a special place in your heart too, because normally the number 3 is just your zone.
Yes, it was a special one. I remember it was in 2015 against Sri Lanka. The series was 1-1, and I was playing in place of Murali Vijay, who got injured in that game, in the second test match. So I came in as an opener, and we were playing on a tough pitch. There was a lot of grass on it. Sri Lankan bowlers were doing a good job. They got first 3 wickets when we were just 8 or 10 runs. The scoreboard was somewhere around 8 to 10. And then I had a partnership with Amit Mishra, who came in at number 7. But it was a big partnership, and the main goal was to score as many runs as possible on a tough pitch. If we can get somewhere around 250, 300, then we knew that our bowlers will do the job for us, and we managed to score 300 in the first innings, and then we bowled them out, and we batted well again in second innings. And ultimately, we won the test match.
I have a very long name. It's Hrishikesh, and it is contorted in many, many ways. Some people say Rishi, some people say Keshu, some people say Kesh, some people say Hrishi K. Cheteshwar is a lovely, long, traditional name. And, Aussies in particular, they twist and contort names a lot. There's Binga and Gilly and this and that. What are the nicknames that you have been called by both foreign sides as well as Indian sides? You played for so many sides, whether it's KKR or Derby or Yorkshire or India. How has your name been contorted?
Well, it is very difficult for them to pronounce my name. Cheteshwar is not an easiest name to pronounce, especially for the foreign players. So they have found many nicknames. Chet is one. In my family, many family members and relatives call me Chintu. Then my teammates in the Indian team, they call me Puji. When I was playing for Yorkshire, one of the teammates found a name called Steve. So there have been many nicknames, but for me, at the moment, Puj or Puji is the name which they have been calling me recently.
This delightful delightful conversation with cricketer Cheteshwar Pujara shall continue. Don't go anywhere. I'm Hrishi K and you're tuned into 94.3 Radio 1 One World, your station. Here's our artist of the month, Lady Gaga, for your listening pleasure. A song called Stupid Love. Enjoy. Shotgun, another belter from George Ezra. If Rahul Dravid was the wall for the previous generation, then in this generation, the player who comes closest to carrying that mantle is Cheteshwar Pujara. Pujara is my guest of the day, and really his story is one of total discipline and total sacrifice.
94.3. This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
In the media, we are all very closely knit. We're very tight as journalists, just like you cricketers are. So, friends of mine like Manish Batavia, Vikram Sathe, Gaurav Kapoor, we always share stories, and I remember Manish telling me that your dad would not allow you to play dandiya as a kid, and Vikram mentioning to me that you are not allowed to play with a tennis ball. And I said, I have to ask Cheteshwar that. But I've also seen some wonderful visuals, I think on YouTube, of your dad playing so beautifully with your daughter. So he comes across as a very compassionate man now. But why was he strict on you on the tennis ball and the dandiya piece?
Yeah, I've been asking him that question because he has been very strict with me. But with my daughter, he's very liberal and he allows her to do whatever she wants. So I've asked him the same question. It wasn't about dandiya and all, but yeah, why was he strict with me and why not with my daughter? But yeah, all the grandparents are like that. So for me, I think when I asked him about why he didn't allow me to play tennis ball, the reason was tennis ball has a different bounce. So what his theory was as a coach is it has variable bounce, and when you play with a proper cricket ball, it comes at a particular height. So tennis ball on a normal surface will have different bounce, and you will not develop a technique which is required to play with a proper cricket ball. So you might develop a wrong technique when you are growing up as a kid. And when you are a young kid, you want to make sure that you learn the right thing and you learn this game the right way. So that was the reason he didn't allow me to play with tennis ball. And when it comes to dandiya, I think he wanted me to follow a nice routine. He didn't want me to stay awake at late night, because as a sports person, it is important to have right amount of sleep. Now we have research which says that 8 hours of sleep at a particular time over a period of time, like if you can sleep at say 10 o'clock and wake up at 6 o'clock every single day, your quality of sleep also improves, which also helps you to develop your concentration. So these are the reasons which he had, and I can definitely say that those were the right reasons for me to avoid those things.
This is a compliment to you. Ladies have started becoming very interested in cricket now after the IPL. So a lot of girls and friends in my ladies in my circle, when the list of handsome cricketers comes up, Cheteshwar Pujara is one of them, with the light eyes and the strapping build and things like that. But I've noticed your style quotient has improved since your early days to now. Would you ascribe that to your wife? Does she help you choose the threads for you to go to shoots in, or just hang out socially in? Because your style quotient has really gone up over the years.
Yes, it has. And yes, I can definitely say that it's thanks to my wife, Pooja, who has been always helping me with that. Yes, you have to change with the time. When I was young, I wasn't very passionate or wasn't very fond of styling. And I just wanted to be in my own world, just play cricket and not worry about how I look. But yes, over a period of time, you need to have the right attire. When you are going to a particular place, one needs to have proper attire to be in that particular environment. So I've learned over a period of time, and that is definitely because of my wife, Pooja, who always helps me. She does most of my shopping. She helps me with my shopping. So yes, she's the one who gets the credit for this.
Such a family man, and that adds to his appeal as a dedicated cricketer. The Cheteshwar Pujara interview shall continue. Don't go anywhere. I'm Hrishi K, and here's Britney Spears on 94.3 Radio 1 One World, your station. It's Oops, I Did It Again. Jamiroquai is all right, and we're glad that our national treasure cricketer Cheteshwar Pujara is doing all right in lockdown. He's in his house in Rajkot. We're talking about his career, his academy, and his lifestyle.
94.3. This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
When people of your and my age were growing up, Tendulkar was always God, but, the trinity of Dravid, Lakshman and Ganguly in the middle order, was just remarkable. To you, amongst that trinity, who did you most model your game on? Of course, there is only one Cheteshwar Pujara, and you are so unique and you're such a purist. But apart from Tendulkar, was it Dravid, Dada, or was it Lakshman?
For me, it was Rahul Dravid, whom I idolized. But when I was growing up, I always used to love watching Sachin Tendulkar, Saurav Ganguly, Ganguly and Rahul Dravid. All three were those three were my idols. But yes, I mean, I've learned so many things from Rahul Bhai, who has been a very helpful person, not just as a player, because when I made my debut, he was playing, but even as a coach. I think when he started later on, once he retired, when he started coaching, or once he became a mentor, I think he has been really helpful because I've learned so many things from him. He's a great coach, a great mentor who guided me in so many different situations. And sometimes it's not just about the technique or the game, because you need to understand the situation. You just also need to understand the mental aspect of this game. And there are so many other issues which might arise in your mind as a cricketer, and you need proper guidance for that. And Rahul Bhai has always been there.
You know, there are cricketers who like to socialize, they like to party in their time off, and sure enough, why not? But you are always known as the man who is, single-minded focus. You got blinkers on, the family man. You like to come back home to family, to your wife, to your daughter. But I believe your focus is so much dedication that legend has it that once in England, you told your wife and daughter that, stay in another room because I want to focus on my batting. Is that true?
Yeah, that is true. The reason is, when you are playing for the Indian team and when you want enough sleep, because when my daughter was young, she used to wake up at night. And it's not easy for my wife as well. I do understand, and I try and help her whenever I can when I'm not playing professional cricket. But when I'm playing for the Indian team, it is important to come back fresh the next morning. You don't want to stay awake at night even when your daughter wakes up, because if it's an important day on the field for the team, I mean, you can't have the excuse that because my daughter was awake the whole night, I also had to stay awake. So you need to make sure that your family gets enough rest, but at the same time, being a professional cricketer, you need to sleep well.
The toughest bowler you have faced ever, Cheteshwar, somebody who's really challenged you, who would that be?
For me, when I made my debut in 2010, the following year we went to South Africa in 2011, and Dale Steyn and Moni Morkel, both of them were at their peak, and I found that the toughest pair to deal with.
And when you play these long innings, 1,000 balls, 500 balls, do you concentrate on your breath when you're just walking around, or some players sing to themselves? Is there something that you do to center yourself in the moment in between balls? For me, the ball is being bowled, you focus on the ball.
Yeah. For me, it's about having the blank mind, because if you want to focus for such a long time, thoughtless state is the best state, because the moment you start having too many thoughts, you start feeling tired, whether it's a positive thought or a negative thought. Because if you want to be in that zone, you just have to enjoy each and every moment and not worry about what is going around you. So you try and stay relaxed, at the same time not have too many thoughts.
Who's the most fun sledger in the opposing team, any opposing team, and the most fun sledger in the Indian team?
For the Indian team, I can definitely say either it's Shikhar Dhawan or Murli Vijay, because whenever they try sledging or they try doing something, I'm sure that the thing which they want to say, either they will laugh on themselves, because once they say something, they'll start laughing, because even the opposition player will understand that he's just trying to make fun and he's not able to sledge. So I think from the Indian team, it's Murli Vijay and Shikhar Dhawan. From the opposition team, there have been many players, so it's difficult for me to single out one.
In Ranji Trophy, I remember in the semi-finals, I think it's the only time when, they say Cheteshwar Pujara is a murti of sportsmanship. I mean, it's still in the rules. It's not against the rules, but you didn't walk off when you were dismissed against Karnataka. And I remember all over social media, it was like, Pujara didn't walk off and this and that. What really happened at that time?
See, what I did was within the rules, and there have been many occasions where I've been given out. I didn't nick the ball, and no team has called me back. There have been instances where players have caught the ball with 1 bounce, like they haven't taken a clean catch and still had to walk off the field. So those are the moments where I felt that if I have given out when I wasn't, no one has called me back. So if umpire doesn't give me out, then I have the right to stay at the crease, and which is what I did, because ultimately you are trying to help your team win the game. Because even from the Karnataka team, there have been some instances in that particular game where some of the players were out and they didn't walk. So I thought that there's no point me walking off the field.
You're known as a PlayStation maestro. What's your favorite game? Would it be FIFA or tennis?
FIFA, for sure. I love playing FIFA on PlayStation.
Lovely.
Yes, the man knows how to unwind after a tough day on the pitch. The life and times of Cheteshwar Pujara, the batsman extraordinaire. My name is Hrishi K, and it's time to slip in some Sean Kingston for you guys. Here's Me Love, only on 94.3 Radio 1 One World, your station. Daft Punk and The Weekend, that's I Feel It Coming. Cheteshwar Pujara has made us proud, not just in India, notching up his mammoth hundreds and double hundreds, even triple hundreds in domestic cricket, but abroad, where his stint in English county cricket has made sure that the hundreds have come in on tour too. Pujara and me are involved in a gripping chat.
94.3
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Okay, last few questions. They're basically on the lockdown. What are you doing for fitness? Do you have a gym in the house or do you just go in the compound? How do you manage that?
Yes, I have a gym at house. Luckily, when I was building this house, it's very difficult for me to move out in Rajkot and do my strength session because people usually bother me for autographs and photographs, and it becomes difficult to focus on your strength session. So yes, I have a gym at home and I can still manage to do that.
And how good are your cooking skills? Are you helping in the kitchen with your wife?
I'm trying my best. I'm not very good at cooking, if I'm very honest. I can't cook, but I try and help my wife whenever I can.
Did some chopping and cleaning, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing, yes.
What are you doing for groceries? I mean, are you the designated person who goes out or somebody brings it in or leaves it at the gate and then you bring it up and sanitize it once a week, twice a week? How is that happening? The supplies?
Occasionally we go and get it because most of the times you don't have all the help at home because of lockdown. So whenever possible, we try and get it. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I request someone who is going to get the groceries. We'll request them if they can get it for us and they'll get it at our house.
A lot of cricketers are learning new skills in lockdown, Cheteshwar. You know, some people are saying that we've learned PowerPoint, we've learned a new software. Any new skill that in this phase that you've just picked up? Something new that you're doing?
No, not really. I don't get that much of time because one thing I have to do is do my fitness every single day. Apart from that, you try and help your family with household stuff. I have a young daughter who likes to play throughout the day. So you want to be with her and try and make sure that you spend enough time with your family. So no, so far I haven't had the time to develop any skill.
Are you and the wife playing some badminton at home? I know you like to go and out.
Yes,
and play
we do. Yes, we do. So we have a garden at our home and we play some badminton. We are missing playing badminton at a proper court. So we are playing badminton at our garden.
Are you going to get used to playing in stadiums without people? Because even after the lockdown is lifted, there's no guarantee that, hordes of people will be allowed in. I know it's a little difficult. You've already faced a little bit of that, playing in front of empty stands, but then that might be the new normal.
Yeah, as a professional sports person, sometimes the virus is such where you just have to manage with such instances where people are not allowed to come into the stadium. If they are, then it's great. I mean, you get the best of support in India. But sometimes you just have to manage it for your own safety and for people's safety. You just have to deal with it.
Last question. What kind of music are you listening to? Are you a Bollywood person, international person, dance music, soft ballads?
I love all the music, so I try and balance it out. I have all the music. I like Bollywood music. I also like international English songs. I like dance music. So I try and mix it up because this is a time where you can enjoy your music the most. If you're in lockdown, when you're training, when you're with your kids, because my daughter also loves listening to music and she loves dancing. So yes, I mean, we enjoy the music at home.
Cheteshwar Pujara, what an honor to talk to you. Thank you for your time, your patience, your energy, and keep making us proud.
Cheers, Hrishikesh.
Cheteshwar Pujara, what a fab chat that was. It's the chords and so young. Only on 94.3 Radio 11 World, your station. I'm Hrishi K.